a side note, before I say my remarks about the new executive director, Eric Scheffler of CREDA, I'm going to give some reference and framework. So, born and raised over in Brigantine. My brother actually went to high school and played football with Derek Rock and his brother. The line I like to use is, I was born on Ohio Avenue, I was married on Kentucky Avenue, and I was divorced on North Carolina Avenue. And I'm from here. I love this place, and I'm going to do everything in our power at the prosecutor's office to uphold the rule of law, right? There's one standard, and that standard applies to everyone. And one of the things that we've really focused on is community engagement. And I spoke to Mr. Barnes before I got up here this morning, and we talked about the significance of the community engagement. Every person that's come through our door since our office administration has been in place, the candidates that are applying for jobs say, we're here because we see how much you're engaged in the community and how that's different from so many other places. So to Derek's point, you're really in a position of leadership, whether it's myself, Executive Director Scheffler, Commissioner Suarez, Mayor Small. We have to let people know that we care about them. And I think that's really where it starts. When it comes to why we're here today, right, encouraging small business, getting people involved and giving them the tools they need, that's going from the ground up. You have to empower people to do what they need to do to make themselves successful and be good role models for their children. And I think that's where we all start. I was asked to come here today to introduce the new Executive Director of CREDA, Eric Scheffler. I also have known Eric Scheffler my entire life. Eric Scheffler's brother, Judge Stephen Scheffler, and my brother Tom Reynolds were law partners for 20-some years. I actually set up their computer system for them when they started their own law firm back in 2001. We've known each other a really long time. And I'm going to tell you why it's important, why the people in this room and the people in Atlantic County and Atlantic City need to know why Eric Scheffler was the right selection. So, Commissioner Suarez and I both are independents. We talked about it on my journey through, and we both sat down and had our first meeting about how do we help Atlantic City. And I'm going to tell you why it's great that Eric Scheffler is the Executive Director of CREDA. Eric Scheffler was a Democrat that lost to a Republican, Joe O'Donnell. Eric Scheffler needed the support of the Republican legislative team of Vince Palestine and Claire Swift and Don Garden. They just beat him in an election, right? They beat him in an election, and when it came down to it, what was the best choice for Atlantic City? A guy who was a police officer here, who worked his way up to lieutenant, was in the department for 22 years, who served as a sheriff for 6 years, who worked in a local high school, Mainland High School, between being a police officer in Atlantic City and being a sheriff. Was that the right pick? Was that the politically expedient pick? Was that the pick that people in the party on the other side would want? No, right? But it's about getting things done, and everything gets done in the middle. That's why Commissioner Suarez is the Commissioner of DCA. That's why I'm the prosecutor. That's why Eric is the Executive Director of CREDA. There's a lot, in this world we're living in, we're living in crazy times, right? You look at internationally, right? You have, Israel and Hamas, you have Ukraine and Russia. You look at state level, right? Our Senator Menendez just got convicted. Mr. Norcross just got charged, right? We are living in different times, right? And where the work gets done is coming together to unify for the betterment of the community, taking politics, race, religion, gender, all out of the equation and doing what's right for the community. And Jimmy Whitehead, for his leadership, asked me to be here. Same thing I did for the Cybersecurity Division Center. I said, absolutely. You know why? Because it matters. The presence of leadership showing that we care about the community really matters. And that's why Eric Scheffler was the absolute right pick to be the next Executive Director of CREDA. He was picked by a Democrat governor, supported by a Republican senator, and confirmed by the Senate. That's amazing in today's day and age that we could actually all get together and agree on that, because it's to the benefit of Atlantic City and the benefit of the senior government. I also want to give a shout out to my partner, Kaleem Shabazz. Kaleem and I have worked hand in hand over the last 2 years on his clean and safe meetings, and with the partnership with the coalition with Bishop Hargrove and Perry Mays, who's not here. And without their help, I would not be in a lot of these rooms. And I'll give you some inside baseball. The first time I met Jimmy Whitehead, I was brought by Rick Lasco, who was a police officer in Atlantic City, and I told Jimmy, invite everybody, and everybody in the team. We need to work together. It's the only way things get done. You can't exclude people. You have to work together. And I think that's been a common theme in all the events that Jimmy has held. And Jimmy, we appreciate your leadership, and President D.J. Antonio, we appreciate your leadership in hosting these events here at Resorts as well. Thank you. So, as Kaleem Shabbat says, I'm a recovering loquacious speaker, so I'm going to shut up, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to give the floor to the next person. I would ask that all of you, when you listen to Executive Director Eric Sheffer speak, know the context of him going through and getting this job, how it was not an easy lift, how it was not politically expedient for either of the parties that were involved, and why he was the right choice to do this, and while CREDA is outside the administration of city government, it needs to be a partner, it needs to be supported by both the governor and by DCA, and I think that partnership is